Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to run a report in Inside Feedback so that you can send that report to your teacher. We're in the check-in screen right here. What you need to do is go to the top to Reports, and this is going to be one of the trickiest parts, so please pay close attention. You need to select the dates for the report. So I'm going to select a whole month just to make sure that we get all the data in your report, all the information in your report. So the first thing you do is click on this back arrow to get to September and October. And on the left one, we're going to choose our start date as September 1st. So click on the 1, so that's September 1. And then I'll come over here and we're going to click on October 1st. So we've got two dates selected, and now you can see this apply has turned green, so click on apply, and that gives me my dates, 1 month. Now the first thing you want to do is start reviewing your check-in information from this last month. So start with the mental state, click on that. Mental state's there, I hit submit, and now I can look at my mental state over the last month. And if you want to, you can click on and off to see just one or two things if you wanted to just look at your confusion and resistance, for example. And I think I'll look at those two for today. And I noticed that my confusion has been going up over the last month. So that's kind of interesting to me. And so I want to look at that more closely. Now let me show you a couple things about this chart. You can also change on here. If you wanted to look at something else like resistance, you could do that. My resistance has been pretty low, so that's not as interesting to me. I'm going to stick with confusion. I want to show you a couple things about this chart. The red line is your average or median. They're not the same thing, but we'll just, if you think of this as your average, that's a good way to think about it. So my average confusion is 3, and you can see I started on a little below 3 at the beginning of the month, and now it's even higher at the end of the month. So this gray line is my trend line, and you can see that my confusion's been going up. So that's why it's interesting to me. Now, if you don't find anything in your mental state that's interesting to you and you want to write about, then come up here and select emotional state. And then you have to hit submit to make it go through. And now here's my emotional state. Now maybe I want to focus on my happiness, or let's see, has my happiness been going up or down? Let's see, I have to look down here. And happiness. Happiness has been pretty high in general. It's a median of 5, about an average of 5, but it's been going down slightly. That's another thing I could look at. My happiness has been going down. I wonder why. I need to think back about what's been happening. For you all, it was mainly last week. What was happening for you last week? So why don't we, I'm going to choose happiness as the thing for me to focus on. So that's what I'm going to reflect on. Now what I'd like to do here is create a report. So what we can do is export to PDF. But I don't yet have my journal entry that I want there. So here's what you're going to do. Open up a new window, a new browser. So you can right-click on Chrome, open a new browser, and in that one you also want to go to check-in. This way you can have 2 of them going at once, and that's okay. You can have 2 of them. Now this time I'm going to click on Journal, and I need to select a recent date that's inside of my time frame. So I'm going to choose this one. You can just pick your most recent. For you all, you can just pick your most recent check-in. That should work. And then I'm going to put a title here. Why don't we call it Self-Reflection? And then I put a colon. And what did I focus on? I'm focusing on happiness. So self-reflection, happiness. And down here, I can write a whole bunch about my happiness. You know, I notice that my happiness went down And so I can write a whole lot more, and your teachers are going to want you to write a whole lot more, but I don't want to make a long video, so we're going to leave it at that. And then come down here, and let's see. What facts can you remember about the last week? What facts can I notice about my happiness? You can enter in facts if you can remember some things that were happening last week. And your interpretation means, how did you think about things? Like if my happiness went down, I was probably telling myself some stories about things that were happening in my life that made me unhappy. Or, you know, that term awfulizing. So maybe I awfulized a little bit, and that's why I got unhappy. So that you can fill in more things here. And when you're done, you hit save. Boop. All right. Now we're done with this screen. We entered a journal entry that we can use in our report. So I'm going to minimize that one. Now let me see here. I might have to refresh. Yeah. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, refresh here. So I come back over here. I'm going to have to reload my screen, which I can either click reports or I can hit the reload here. Why don't you just hit reports again? Okay. Now we're going to have to redo the date. Sorry about that, but that's what we need to do. So again, September 1st, October 1st, apply, and then I was doing happiness, so that's under emotional state. Submit. Okay, there's my emotional states. Here's my, that's frustration, so I need to change that to happiness because this is going to show on my report. And now I come down here and self-reflection happiness. That's the one I want to choose for my journals. And so I hit export to PDF. Once I do that, it's going to bring up my PDF report. And you're going to have a lot more written in here. See, I didn't do a lot of writing, but this will say your name up here. It should say your name. And then if you scroll down, you'll see your charts. Here's my chart. It shows my happiness going down. And so you've got your chart all saved in a PDF report now, and you can go here and do save as and save it wherever you need to save it. All right, so that's the quick scoop on how to create a report in Inside Feedback. I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much.